Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com. Now, some of you may be aware, because I want to do this in the right way. There are a bunch of Bruckner cycles with the Vienna Philharmonic that were released quasi-recently. First, there was this one on Decca Eloquence, which we've talked about, and it's very nice. And then recently, there was this one, which we haven't talked about yet. This is the DG one, and it shares some stuff with this. So we'll get into that at the appropriate time. But one of the performances that's on here that you may not know, all the others you probably do if you're a Bruckner person, is this one. There we go. The Bruckner 2 with Riccardo Muti and the Vienna Philharmonic, coupled with the Richard Strauss Le Bourgeois Gentilhomme, Der Bürger aus Edelmann. And this was recorded in the Salzburg Festival on the occasion of Riccardo Muti's 75th birthday. I actually think Bruckner is just the composer to do when you're in your 70s or 80s and it's your birthday. You don't want to move too quickly. It's just ideal for that. Anyway, so he did this Bruckner second. Now Muti was never much of a Bruckner conductor. You may recall for EMI in Berlin, he recorded the fourth. I think he did a sixth. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did a sixth. Neither of those was particularly special. I mean, especially if I invented one that doesn't exist. My recollection is usually pretty good about these things. The fourth I remember pretty vividly, but they just didn't stick in my mind particularly. And maybe they stuck more in yours. I know some of you have admired his Bruckner 4, but I'm not a great fan of Muti's Bruckner. For some reason, I don't know quite what the reason is, but it just seems that it hangs fire. Bruckner always hangs fire. That's the nature of Bruckner. I get it, but he tends to be a little bit on the I don't know, because he tries to be lyrical and Bruckner is being clunky and block-like. I don't know. For whatever reason, it strikes me as somewhat unidiomatic and kind of soft-edged. And anyway, that's just me babbling. What we have in here is a Bruckner Second Symphony, which is not great. It's really pretty straightforward. This is the Novak version, the old Novak version, in case you care. Not the one that Kerrigan later fixed up or diddled and put the horn thing back where the clarinet thing went in the slow movement and changed a bar here and 2 bars there and restored a cut and did a cut. This is the normal Novak Bruckner second, the one that people like Joachim used. Schulte put back the cuts and sort of did the revised Novak, which is my reference recording, by the way, my however choice, Schulte in Chicago, which is just incredibly exciting. This is not exciting. That's the problem. Now, Bruckner is not, again, an exciting guy normally, but there's a big difference between unexciting normal Bruckner and Bruckner. You know what I mean? The kind where you just sort of go, ick. This is sort of ick. It's live. The recording is rather boxy. The balances are kind of off. The strings sound rather scrappy and sometimes anemic. The Adagio has some beautiful moments, some really beautiful playing. It does. I grant you that. But the climaxes to me sound somewhat tinny, rather than noble and grand and fat and rotund, the way Bruckner's supposed to sound. They're just sort of brassy and nasty. And the finale has its exciting bits. The scherzo has some ensemble and precision. It's okay. If you were there, okay, fine. But is this a great Bruckner too? No, not by any stretch of the imagination. Now, the Strauss, the Bourgeois Gentilhomme, is a different story. It's much better. Much, much better. I mean, it's chamber orchestra, first of all, which for some reason seems to fit better in this venue, which is, I don't know, it's the Salzburg Festival, it's the Festspielhaus or the something, shed. And it works much better. And I also think, quite frankly, that Strauss is a much better fit for Riccardo Muti. I mean, he revels in the niceties of balance and Strauss's long lyrical lines and flowing rhythms, the kinds of things that allow you to really let the music sing, where Bruckner wants to proclaim. That's the difference. So anyway, I wanted to talk about this separately because only the Second Symphony, obviously, is in the box here that we're going to be talking about quite shortly. I'm just whizzing my way through it. Whereas, the Strauss is the thing that really is worth getting. So I'm just letting you know. I mean, this was issued, years ago, wasn't it? 2017, something like that. I've had it sitting around for ages. And I finally pulled it out and said, okay, let me give it a shot. What the hell? And what the hell seemed to be the operative term. It's just not a great performance. And that's what you need to know. But whether that will matter in terms of the larger collection that we'll be talking about, well, we'll see, won't we? So keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.